A simple lead generation funnel. So, a simple lead generation funnel is often used to help grow your list or increase the number of leads that are flowing into your business. And what's most commonly used in order to do that is a lead magnet or a freebie that's given away in exchange for someone's email address. Common lead magnets are templates, blueprints, checklists, or free guides that your ideal target market will find really attractive. And this kind of simple funnel is really common in the online marketing space, but also used in software as a service and in other verticals. You'll likely have seen a million and one of these lead generation funnels and engaged with a million and one of them. This funnel is also often stacked with some of the other funnels that we'll go over as well. So it's a really good, simple place to start understanding how to map a funnel. So when you're mapping your funnel, the first thing you want to remember is that your goal is to say, okay, which stage of awareness is my user in as they progress through my funnel or my ecosystem? These aren't hard and fast rules, uh, meaning they don't have to be in just solution aware or just product aware for each stage of the funnel. Sometimes a sales page, for example, will take someone from solution aware to product aware or from pain aware all the way to product aware. And so this is kind of a continuum. Your goal isn't to be perfect, it's just to start to map out the kinds of messages that your user is open to based off of what actions they've taken with your company so far or your brand or your client's brand. So the first step in a simple lead generation funnel is this first page, your lead magnet opt-in page. Really simple page, one call to action. The user is invited to input their information, usually their first name and their email, in exchange for the lead magnet. So you'll often see one, two, sometimes more variations of an ad driving to this first landing page. Once the user inputs their information, they're sent to a thank you page or a confirmation page. Sometimes this thank you page or confirmation page simply says, thanks so much for opting in. Go ahead to your email inbox to see your freebie. One thing I love to do is really take advantage of the opportunity on this page, though, because your client will have paid to drive traffic into this sequence of pages. And oftentimes, if you put the right kind of call to action on this second page, you can get up to 80% of the traffic who's come through to take you up on it without the client or yourself having to pay extra money for that action. So it's a really nice way to kind of stack your calls to action. Some of my favorite things to do on this thank you page are to invite someone to join a free Facebook group. Facebook groups are supremely powerful for building relationships, especially if you're live streaming in there often or engaging often or running challenges in there. So that is one of my favorite things to suggest to a client to do is to offer a call to action to join a free Facebook group. You can also offer them the opportunity to join an evergreen webinar, something usually that's tightly aligned with the lead magnet that they just opted in for so that the messaging makes sense. So let's say your lead magnet is for content marketing, then usually the evergreen webinar should also be in that same kind of topic as opposed to something way off, way off in left field like how to keep zoo animals or something, right? That's an exaggeration, but you want to keep the topics really clear and related. The second thing, or rather the third thing you can do is offer a tripwire. So a tripwire is a low priced offer, sometimes as little as $7, sometimes as much as $47. It's meant to be an impulse buy, and it can help the client recoup some of their ad cost in the very beginning of running this funnel. So again, your job isn't necessarily to build out this funnel, just to recognize what steps are in the client's funnel, maybe give some recommendations for how they could make use of this thank you page if they aren't already. And again, you're just trying to map out what they have so you can look for opportunities to support with a Facebook ad. So for example, you would have an ad unit that's driving to this lead magnet opt-in page as we mentioned, and if someone doesn't take that initial action, you can offer a retargeting ad to have drive people back to that page. You can also offer a retargeting ad here if someone doesn't take the action on that thank you page. The idea here is that each page is an opportunity to support with an ad to help that user, each user, take the next best action. So that's what you're asking yourself is, how can I use ads to have that user take the next best action? And that's where you'll find opportunities to create ads. So let's look at a real life example. This is from Digital Marketer. I didn't create this ad. I've pulled it from the interwebs so that we can look at it as a real life example of what this might look like. So in this example, we can see that Digital Marketer is giving away a lead magnet, in this case, a 10-point blog post audit. And if someone were to see this ad in their newsfeed and click on it, it would take them to this landing page. Also called a squeeze page or an opt-in page. The idea here is that there's only one call to action. There's no additional navigation possible. They can't go to an about page or get distracted with numerous blog posts. There's one binary choice. Either they opt in, they give you their information to get the lead magnet, or they bounce off. And if someone goes ahead and puts in their information, in this case, Digital Marketer offers a tripwire. You can see how the tripwire, the content engine, is tightly related to the lead magnet that they've just offered. So the lead magnet has to do with content marketing and optimizing your content marketing, and similarly, the tripwire has to do with content marketing and optimizing your content marketing. So if you were to click on any of the buttons on this mini sales page, this tripwire page, you get sent to a checkout page, which is something you've likely seen a million times, something really similar to this if you've ever purchased anything online. So this is a lead generation funnel that has an opportunity on the thank you page. So how would we map this out? Well, first we would recognize that the lead magnet opt-in page is kind of in the pain aware, right? 99% of lead generation funnels will start in pain aware as opposed to unaware, because you can't promote a blog post audit checklist to someone who doesn't have a blog post, doesn't have a blog at all, or isn't into content marketing. That's a very expensive, very high friction way of marketing your business. So oftentimes a lead magnet will land in pain aware. You'll start with pain aware and offering a solution to something that someone is trying to achieve. And then in this case, the thank you page opportunity, which is this tripwire, takes the user from solution aware all the way to product aware. And you'll notice that if you ever take 10x sales pages, or if you've written a sales page before, a sales page is really powerful for taking a user through multiple stages of awareness. So in this case, that's exactly what it's doing here. And if the user hits the checkout page, they're now in most aware. They're right on the edge of purchasing. They just need sort of a push over the edge in order to go ahead and complete that action and that purchase. So again, every page is an opportunity to support with an ad and get the user to take the next best action. So we have our first ad unit that drives to the landing page. If that person doesn't go ahead and opt in, you can retarget them with an ad to drive them back to that page. If they land on this page, the thank you page with the tripwire, and they don't take an action, you can retarget them back to that with, say, a case study or some messaging that fits in the solution aware and product aware stages. And we'll talk about exactly some really tangible examples of what that messaging can look like. But for now, we just want to recognize that this page is an opportunity to retarget. And if someone lands on the checkout page and doesn't take action, that is an opportunity to retarget as well. Okay, so you want to wrap your mind around the idea that each page in the funnel is an opportunity to support with an ad unit in order to get the user to take the next best action. So your action step now is to go into your workbook. It's page 5, I believe, in your workbook. And you're going to map out your funnel steps or your ecosystem steps against the stages of awareness. When in doubt, go page by page. Your goal isn't to make this perfect, it's to get an estimation of where in the stages of awareness your user is based off of where they are in your funnel. Okay, so go ahead and do that, and either join me in some of the other funnel/ecosystem videos, or join me in the next module.